Here's more wrestling news for March 21st, 2023, and we're starting off today with Rhea Ripley, who as one of the most recognizable superstars in WWE, is no stranger to interacting with fans. While most fans are respectful, that isn't always the case, and this week, Ripley had to set new rules for all fans based on an unpleasant experience. On Twitter, Ripley said that people need to learn that no means no, and spoke about fans following her outside the airport looking to get items signed. Ripley said that she will now only be signing personal photos of her with fans, something that can't be sold by fans for profit, and added that she doesn't care if fans hate her for this rule. It was earlier this year that Rey Mysterio was confronted by so-called fans who wanted him to sign a ton of merchandise, which Rey believed would just be sold online, and this should be a lesson for fans that the wrestlers are still people who deserve to be treated with respect. Hall of Fame news now as this year's class is finally coming together, with Rey Mysterio and the Great Muta already being announced. It has been rumored that Stacy Keibler will be joining them soon enough, but we now know which celebrity will be receiving the nod. As first reported by Variety, Andy Kaufman will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year as part of the celebrity wing. A lifelong wrestling fan, Kaufman began wrestling women as part of his comedy act in the 70s and would declare himself the intergender wrestling champion of the world. Kaufman's biggest feud in the wrestling world would come against Jerry Lawler in the 80s, and Lawler would break Kaufman's neck with a piledriver, resulting in Kaufman wearing a ridiculous neck brace. Unfortunately, Kaufman's induction will be posthumous, as he passed away at age 35 in 1984, but the comedy star and subject of Jim Carrey's biopic Man on the Moon will soon be a WWE Hall of Famer. Over the years, the Hall of Fame has welcomed wrestlers, commentators, announcers, and celebrities, but one group that is yet to be recognized is the humble referee. Without those men and women in the stripes, matches would not be able to go ahead, and this year may be the year that a referee gets inducted. That's according to PW Insider Elite, who didn't disclose the name of the rumored official, but added that they are widely beloved in the business. In addition to counting the pinfalls and checking for submissions, the referee also feeds messages from backstage to the wrestlers, have to make sure the wrestlers are safe, and often have to take bumps themselves, so it's certainly time for a referee to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, 2022 was a huge year for Sami Zayn, who would work with Johnny Knoxville and become one of WWE's most popular superstars as part of the Bloodline. Zayn has certainly come a long way from trying to figure out who stole Mr. McMahon's golden egg, but interestingly, it was that angle that won over the higher-ups. The late 2021 angle featuring the golden egg from The Rock's movie Red Notice was loathed by fans, but as Brian Gewirtz explained on the Bill Simmons podcast, this feud helped Sami immensely. He explained, "I was told that during those vignettes where Sami kind of stooged off Austin Theory and wanted him to be punished and was put in a situation where whatever the creative was, that was the turning point. As far as Vince going, hey, this Sami is, I've always liked him, but I think we should look at that egg angle a little bit differently. Talent always rises to the top, and Sami is amazing and would have risen to the top anyway, but I just thought it was funny that it was those vignettes where Vince really took notice as far as Sami as a performer." Gewirtz also spoke about the Cleopatra's egg itself and said that while fans didn't like it, The Rock had to nix WWE's much worse original idea. Sami Zayn may not have won at Elimination Chamber in Montreal, but he has proven to be immensely over with the fans, and the Canadian has Cleopatra's egg to thank for helping him to this spot. At WrestleMania 39, Drew McIntyre looks to capture the Intercontinental Championship, a title he hasn't held in over a decade. To win the title, the Scottish Warrior will have to go through Austria's Gunther and Ireland's Sheamus in a match that McIntyre knows will be physical to say the least. On the SmackDown Lowdown, McIntyre spoke about the match and feels that the triple threat match will be nothing short of a show stealer. He said, "People are going to be talking about this match all the way to Mania. It's all three of us now. What happened at the end. It's a triple threat. I just feel sorry for anybody else on that show if you're on after us. We're going to redefine physicality in that match. Nobody's going to be able to follow us. Drew McIntyre at the end of WrestleMania is going to be the Intercontinental Champion." McIntyre and Sheamus both earned a shot at Gunther after they were attacked by Imperium on SmackDown, and had Gunther and his allies not gotten involved, the Austrian would be defending against one person at WrestleMania. Gunther and Sheamus delivered a 5-star classic in Cardiff last September, and expect things to be even bigger with McIntyre involved. And who do you want to see leave WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Champion? WrestleMania will also see Charlotte Flair defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley in the Queen's third televised title defense since regaining the gold last December. Flair's December victory over Ronda Rousey was also Charlotte's return to WWE TV after being absent since May, when she lost the title to Rousey at WrestleMania Backlash 2022. Speaking to the Daily Star this week, Flair discussed her absence from WWE for much of 2022, saying, "I'd been going so hard for so long and I needed a refresh. I wanted to get married, I wanted to have that time with him, and then stepping away, it was kind of more realizing, is there anything I love as much as being inside the ring and performing for you guys? And that was kind of challenging because I don't know what gives you that same feeling." It's been rumored that Charlotte vs. Ripley will headline Night 1 of WrestleMania 39, which, if so, will make her the first woman to headline 2 WrestleManias, and the Queen's future continues to look bright after her return from her hiatus. When Dragon Lee captured the AAA World Tag Team titles with Dralistico last December, he immediately announced that he had signed with WWE and has since debuted in NXT. Given that Lee had already signed with WWE, it was interesting that he was allowed to still work the AAA show, given how the Stamford-based promotion has not worked well with others in the past. Speaking on the Muscle Man Malcolm podcast, AAA's Konnan explained that WWE had to ask for permission to Lee to announce his signing on the show, and Konnan said it's important to support each other in the wrestling industry. While Konnan said that he doesn't want to get caught up in any political drama, Lee's win in AAA came at the expense of AEW's FTR, but now fans will get to see Dragon Lee solely on WWE programming. Now, AJ Styles has been one of WWE's most prolific performers in recent years, but it's been quite some time since fans last saw the former world champion. At a live event in Hershey, Pennsylvania in December 2022, Styles attempted a top rope move that didn't go as planned, and it was reported soon after that Styles had suffered an ankle injury. In his most recent update, Styles said that he has seen a foot and ankle doctor who is also a good friend of his, and it is believed that this injury will force the Phenomenal One to miss 4 months of action. Given that the injury happened in late December, 4 months out means that Styles will miss WrestleMania, but contrary to what some may believe, AJ is still very much a WWE superstar. Styles' storyline with the Judgment Day ended abruptly due to this unfortunate injury, but with the Raw after WrestleMania often being night of surprise returns, we can only hope that this return isn't too far away. This month, Rey Mysterio will take his place in the WWE Hall of Fame, and the 3-time former world champion is certainly deserving of the accolade. Not long after Rey's induction was announced, it was reported that Konnan will be inducting him, but now that isn't so certain. On the Muscle Man Malcolm show, Konnan said that he is still in the negotiating phase with WWE, and that nothing has been confirmed for him at the Hall of Fame yet. What we do know is that Rey personally requested Konnan for the induction ceremony, and that the pair are good friends, with Konnan being Dominic's godfather. While Konnan has worked with WWE in the past, he left the company on bad terms decades ago, and we can only wait to see if Rey's request is granted, or if WWE has someone else in mind for the induction. And we're ending today with Eric Bischoff, who has never shied away from making his views clear about AEW. While Bischoff did appear for AEW a few years ago, his appearances for the company dried up as his criticism grew, and he has since been at odds with Tony Khan, even calling AEW a vanity project for Khan last year. Speaking on his 83 Weeks podcast recently, Bischoff said that while wrestling is getting really hot again, he chalked that up to WWE and the likes of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Speaking about AEW storytelling, Bischoff called Khan's approach to storytelling just a promo with great matches, while he said that a story has structure, something Bischoff believes AEW lacks. The most scathing line from Bischoff wasn't directed at AEW or Tony Khan, but rather the fans, as he said that if a fan thinks AEW is doing great story, they don't know what storytelling is. While many do enjoy AEW's booking, Bischoff is evidently not a fan. And what do you make to Tony Khan's approach to storytelling each week on Dynamite and Rampage?